and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to Outdoors People with me, C.W. Getz, and her, Maya Marzaki. Good evening. It's Wednesday, July 12th, 2023. We have got a 74-degree Fahrenheit rainy kind of drizzly day here in the Corn Belt region of the Midwestern United States. That would be 20, I'm sorry, let me try that. 24 degrees Celsius. So, yeah, for the rest of the world. How are you doing down there in Sumpol?
Whoa, I am doing just exactly like you, 24 degrees Celsius and 45 degrees Fahrenheit.
How many? How many Fahrenheit?
75 Fahrenheit.
Oh, 75. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's a lovely and sunny day of winter in here.
Yeah. You got yourself some humidity going on down there like we do? Or no?
Not at all in the winter.
Nice,
Yes.
nice.
In the winter time here, it is the dry season. And then in the summer is really humid and lots of rains. Yeah.
Yeah, we got the same thing in summer. You know, I think your winters are pretty appealing. You know, that sounds like a really nice place to be in the wintertime too. So
for
you could
sure.
get a summer home down there because that would be, well, yeah, you could. My summer, your winter, that might be it. That might work out. Let me think about
it. Can work out, yeah. And actually in the wintertime, it is the mountain season in Brazil. So you can enjoy the outdoors in general. So
I'll bring my tent, live on the beach. Yeah. Rio de Janeiro. That's the word these days, Rio. People, we have an opportunity to do a remote broadcast. Hopefully they're listening. In it's not Rio, it's Paraty, right? Brazil.
Yes.
It's near Rio de Janeiro. So yeah. So we're hoping that works out and we can come to you. You know, I think that was fun part about that is you're going to speak. If we do this, you'll be speaking in Portuguese, which I'll understand nothing. And you say, what an idiot that CW is, you know.
Yes, now I am going to make fun of you.
Oh, I'm counting on it. I would be disappointed if you didn't. But anyway, so yeah, that could be a real fun broadcast. So
yes, I hope we can make it.
I hope so too. It's gonna be a great time.
Yeah.
Well, tonight's episode of Outdoors People is brought to you by Rutabaga Paddle Sports, providing time on the water.
Campground Views, making camping easier.
By Duluth Pack, made in the USA since 1882.
And Jackson Kayak, pursuing joy through paddle sports.
Tonight's episode is Overlanding with Jonny and Colleen Kuehl. Michigan backcountry couple and co-hosts, Canadian native Colleen Kuehl and American husband Jonny Kuehl. I'm going to say Jonny B. Kuehl, since I know that now. Make no claim to being professional outdoor adventurers. However, both in their 50s have an amazing enthusiasm for paddling, backpacking, camping, and overlanding. They also find a great deal of pleasure simply sitting around a campfire, sharing a beverage with old friends and new friends alike. Their show, Backcountry Couples, airs every Thursday on YouTube. And with that, welcome to the show, kids.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, how are you?
There they are. Where'd they go? They're back there sipping on the, right? No.
Right on.
Yeah.
There we are.
Right.
How's your weather there in Michigan tonight?
Yep.
We're raining here right now.
Really?
Which kind of sucks, but that's okay.
Hey, we need rain.
We do need a little bit of rain too. We just want to say, first of all, your new intro, rock star. It sounds
what are you talking
good.
about? Which part of it? The part.
It was like playing on Left Wing. It's Maya, where's that?
I stole that from Ed McMahon, and here he is, Jonny.
Love it.
That's pretty cool.
Well, you know what? And it's funny because when I did that, I thought that probably sounds a little cheesy, but I go, hey, it's showbiz. Why not? Right?
Right on. No, it sounds great. I love it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
How you guys been?
Oh, we are much better now. Talk to you guys.
I love
So thank you for
Isn't
being
she
here.
just a charmer? She knows how to hit the right buttons at the
He
right
is
time. Yeah.
smooth.
I'm learning from her every episode.
Oh, yeah,
Like, teach me,
I'm
teach me.
sure.
Maya.
That's awesome.
But it is true. I'm not making that up. Well, so let's have you guys telling us what the term overlanding actually refers to.
Yeah.
So the actual definition of overlanding is a vehicle-based travel, whether it's on-road or off-road or over a stretch. Personally, in my opinion, it can be any type of transportation. Heck, I mean, the early settlers did it, and they, in my opinion, they're the OGs. They jumped in their with the horses in the chuck wagon, and they were overlanding out west. So
Yeah.
I guess in a sense they were. Yeah, it's also like being self-reliant in your vehicle, because mostly when you're traveling in an overlanding way, it's taking you further, deeper, to incredible off-grid locations. So you have to be ready.
Yeah. So what's the difference then? Okay, you're talking about, like, let's go back to the settlers.
Yeah.
They were overlanding. So I guess what really defines overlanding or maybe differentiates overlanding from, let's just say, regular tent camping or something like that?
Sure.
I mean, yeah.
So it's, how would I put this to be the proper way? I
love asking these tough questions.
I know.
So there's on-road overlanding, there's off-road overlanding, so to speak. So one of our good friends, they just did a Route 66. That was a huge overland trip across on pavement.
That's
and
right.
Then we have other friends that are taking all back roads, and they're like, right now they're coming out of the Grand Canyon. So
like an example of maybe I know the kind of the off-road, because, and we're going to talk about a little bit more about that, but like the on-road, let's just say on-road overlanding is an example. Just give us one of each, maybe.
So like I said, our one friends, they just did a Route 66 trip, dicking around outdoors, and they just finished.
They're in their classic Corvette.
That's what I wondered. Yeah, what are they?
Yeah.
They're in a Corvette, and they camped along the original the original path, which I think started in 1932 or something like that.
So that's.
And then we have other friends that, like I said, they're going overland or off-road. Excuse me.
Yes.
And then they have the campers, like we're seeing in the background there.
Campers or rooftop tents or standalone tents, which are, some of them are specific to overlanding. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, see, here's how naive I am. I thought overlanding was basically just that tent over your vehicle. It's like overland,
right?
Not so much.
No, overland is overland. Doesn't matter what kind of land it is.
Otherwise, it would be over vehicle, right?
You could technically.
Yes.
So it's a dirt pavement, rock, boulders.
Yes.
So all the above.
Maya, do you overland?
Yes, when it's necessary, yes, I do.
Yeah.
But usually I camp in general, right?
Yeah.
But it's
Same here.
really curious to me.
I'm not nearly as exciting as all you people. You guys are like. I love it.
I know Maya's got all of her hiking gear or her climbing gear behind her. That's kind of cool.
Going on there.
She's ready. Immediately after the show, she'll grab all of her stuff, run out the door, and she'll be on a mountain.
Amazing.
Pretty much like that, actually. That's true. I am ready. Ready to go.
How did you guys first discover overlanding anyway?
So when I bought the Subaru,
right,
6 years ago, just over 6 years ago, there was, we had no intent of that, but it started off by when Colleen we started recording our video, our trips and such out west in 2018. And I put a sticker on Jack. That's what we call our car.
Oh.
Jack. So
I was going to ask you, who's Jack?
Who Jack is?
Yeah, Jack's our 2000.
He's the roadie. I love it.
Oh, kinda.
That's him right there.
He's pretty integral. Yeah.
So anyway,
I
put a vinyl sticker on the side of him, our Keel Quest logo, and then I started. I started an Instagram page for him, and as soon as I started doing that, other Subaru kind of things like recommended for you kind of start popping up, and I was like, oh, check that out, jacked up Subarus. And then, of course, one thing led to another. I'm looking at other vehicles and stuff like that of what they've done, modifying, with lights and skid plates and all that kind of fun stuff. So I was like, that's where it all kind of started. I would have to answer the question in roundabout. It started on Instagram after putting a sticker on Jack.
Right.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Interesting. I mean, it started from that small a thing and you just kept going and
snowball effect.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how many different styles of overland there are there? And which one is the least expensive?
Well, that's a two-parter question. I love it. I'm going to say, originally, we were actually just talking about this. So there's like the Land Rover. Everyone would say that would be like the classic overland vehicle, which I think is like Australia, right?
Yeah. So
or what was it called? The Cruiser or something like that?
Trooper and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Australians are the OG when it comes to overlanding.
Right.
Wow.
And you can do it in a truck. You can do it in a Jeep. You see a lot of those. Obviously, we have a Subaru. We have seen lifted Volvos. We have seen, it's crazy. We also have friends who have been working on like overland vans. And we have another friend right now who's working on an ambulance and turning that into an overland vehicle. So that's exciting.
I mean, those can get very, very expensive. But as for your cheap thing, it's whatever vehicle you have in your driveway and you jump in that and you go.
Right. And on that, so because we were talking about modifications of things that you would need to do. So there are small things that you did to the car that weren't that expensive that kind of got us out first.
Right.
Yeah.
Simple things. But I mean, if you want to go a cheap way, and I said, it's whatever your definition is. So whatever vehicle you got in your driveway, you just jump in that vehicle. You have a Walmart tent and a couple sleeping bags. You're good to go.
You can do that.
You could go anywhere. And there's lots of trails and even forestry trails that a regular civilian or let me rephrase this, not off-roaded equipped vehicles can make pretty easy.
So that really, in its simplest form, overlanding really doesn't involve a lot of equipment. Just get your whatever vehicle or whatever, and if you're going to camp in it and you're going to sleep in it, that basically is overlanding, right?
That is the base of
the core.
Yeah. Because it can go either way. It can go as little as stuff you want.
How deep your pocketbook is.
Boom! It can be crazy.
It's pretty broad then, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I guess I'm wondering then too, when you mentioned a van, what's the difference between say an overlanding van,
sure,
versus I guess maybe a van that I see people living in, or is that the definition of one? Or an example.
Yeah. I mean, you can get your classic 1972 Volkswagen camper bus. I mean, that'd be really cool. And then, of course, we've seen people with the new Sprinters and even like an old school Chevy or Ford put it on a 4-wheel drive
that's
chassis
the ticket right there,
and go hog wild.
So it's making it a little more beefy. It's making it a little more safe, a little more aggressive, because if you're in the basic vehicle, you're going to get stuck on these logging roads. So you want to make sure that you're prepared for that.
So
I think. Oh, go ahead.
It comes to what you want to do. So I mean, if you want to go over the bigger rocks and boulders and stuff like that, okay, well you do your research and you kind of figure out what kind of vehicle will be more adaptive to that style of overlanding, or if you just want to stay on forestry roads or 2 tracks and stuff like that, that's not as steep, articulation is needed for your wheels and axles to do. You can be as simple as possible. So you pick your, as we say, pick your poison.
Right
and go down that hole.
Maya's got a Jeep. She's got a hell of a cool Jeep, actually.
Okay.
And I'm thinking she's already set up for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is my plan actually do that more often. So I'm really glad to hear you guys.
Yeah.
So a stock Jeep can do a lot.
It can. Yes.
It's a Jeep.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. Somebody told me what the word Jeep meant recently, and I don't remember what general
Oh.
something. I forgot what it was. But
General
Well, I mean, it all
proposal.
depends. You want the G-rated
Yeah.
version or the R-rated version?
what did you just say? My general purpose? Are you the one that told me that, or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Pete told me one time. I
Yeah,
can't
baby.
remember.
It's a Jeep
Interesting.
thing.
It's a Jeep thing.
Yeah, I did not know any of that.
We're not Jeep people, so we don't know.
Well, I used to have a Jeep. It was a 79 it was 304, 3-speed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was cool. I mean, and it would rip down the road, but I rolled it a couple times and ripped the back axle off. Not intentionally, but
Right.
yeah. So, yeah, I pretty much abused that Jeep. Anyway.
That short wheelbase, easy to tip.
Oh, yeah. That's what I found out the hard way. What was it exactly about overlanding that made each of you feel it was something you wanted to explore?
I know for us and for me, for example, because you know that we paddle, we trek, we love to camp. It was just another form of adventuring for us. So we were like, why not get into it, right? And see where our Subaru could take us. And then now we've adapted, right, to the overland, the trailer side now. And we're involved in a lot of groups and stuff now. So I feel like exploring is taking us further, definitely.
Yeah, because you guys are the ones that you'll grab your kayaks,
Yes,
your bicycles, your tents, all that stuff. And when you go on a trip, I've done that before, and it's actually a pretty good deal because I'm tired of freaking canoeing. I'm going to go bicycle. We're going to go bicycle.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. But the only problem is you need a bus pretty much to take all that stuff sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, you are limited to the space that you have with your vehicle.
True.
So you learn to optimize every portion of your vehicle to store whatever equipment you want to bring.
I agree. It's organization to the max.
And the retail aspect has made a fortune.
Oh, for sure. There's definitely a market.
So many different aspects, when it comes to like little Velcro bags, molly panels to mount your stuff in, hold your things, cases for your, go on top of your vehicle or on the sides of your vehicle, or it's, yeah.
And then on the other fun note about kind of why and what about overlanding we loved is that it's another group of people that we kind of got to, get together with and
community
explore.
Is awesome.
And the community. For sure.
They're just like any other person or any other community of the outdoors will drop a hat and help you out.
Right on.
Yes, I feel like everyone who comes here tell the same. The outdoors community in general are just the best. No matter what are you doing, like the community is really a welcome and warming. That's really nice.
I agree.
You're out of water, you need, you got a flat tire or whatever that may be, there's someone there to lend a hand.
Yep.
Excellent.
Well, don't go away. We are going to a little break, but we will be back after these messages.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "Well, we don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rutubaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rutabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rutabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on The Camping Show.
It is time to go camping. Introducing Campground View's virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sites, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground View's virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
Duluth Pack is handcrafted for every lifestyle, making memories since 1882. In store at 365 Canal Park Drive or online at duluthpack.com.
We're one big family, a community of paddlers, and we want to make sure that everyone has a great time out on the water.
We are made right here in Sparta, Tennessee, USA.
This is where every Jackson kayak is born, built by hand with a focus on innovation.
We are Jackson Kayak.
We are
Jackson Kayak.
We're Jackson Kayak.
We are Jackson Kayak.
And we're back with our guests, Jonny and Colleen Kuehl. Okay, so you kids want to play some Family Feud, maybe? Remember that game? It's a little...
Sure.
I love a good game show.
Well, here you go. Top 5 things that make overlanding more appealing than a camper trailer or motorhome. Both of you. It's very
I got it.
Okay.
Both of you guys.
I hit the buzzer. I got it.
All right.
Okay.
Ding, ding.
Fewer or no crowds?
Oh. Let's see if it's up there. Bing. Okay.
Yeah.
Just now.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't play those kind of games with anybody. You guys are fun, so you get to do stuff like this.
Awesome.
So that's one. Fewer crowds, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right. So there's one. I'm writing this down as you speak. So
Because I feel like the further you go, the deeper you go into the woods, there's less people, right?
Right.
Or
Yep.
no people.
I agree.
Right.
That was the number one answer, by the way.
Yay! Yes, I'm going to the bonus round.
You got it.
Johnny, tell her what she's won. Yes. Right.
Good.
Yay!
Well, number 2. What's the number 2 read? You guys really prefer the overlanding over, like, the motorhome or the big camper trailer, the big.
With our setup is the minimal amount of equipment that is needed to have fun.
All right, let's see if it's up there. Simplicity. Bing. I couldn't mean to interrupt you, but I just couldn't pass that up.
Definitely.
No, but that makes a lot of sense, though. I mean, I'm sure, when you got a huge camp and you got a lot of stuff and a big rig and all that, it takes time and it takes some work, right?
Yes.
The bigger the vehicle, the more stuff you
That
bring.
is so true. It's so true.
Yeah.
So if you, I find less is more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You can do more with less equipment than bringing half your house.
Oh,
I mean, unless you're cooking for a huge, set up a base camp and feed a bunch of people. But no, it's just to us,
No.
keep it simple.
it is. And I
Yeah.
think that the third one is, if you look behind us, it's the views, right? Like the views that we get are incredible. This is Lake Superior right now in Ontario,
Yeah.
Canada. And
Oh.
come on, right? Like,
That is beautiful.
who doesn't
Mhm.
want to camp on that?
Yeah, because you're inside the motorhome, and that's true. You're inside the motors. It's kind of being in your house.
Oh, yeah.
And, and then you have to say, well, why did you come to the camper, or why did you go camping in the first place? If that's what you're
Right on.
It's
right
another
on.
thing you got to dust and vacuum.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's that too. Absolutely. Okay, number 3. Number 4 would be.
Yeah. You said that you liked the community. You liked the people.
Yeah.
It was more the like-minded people, because we were just chatting about that.
That's
How we want to, when you get to that spot, we want to bike and we want to hike and we want to kayak and canoe or whatever that's going to look like, right? Our vehicle just got us to that awesome spot, but now we have an opportunity to get further and to try something different. So yeah.
That's good. Number 5. Last and most important.
Yours, honey. You got this. You got this. What is it? What makes overlanding more appealing? I'll tell you what.
You're killing me.
Can I say what it is?
No. Sure.
So
You're on the same team. I think you probably could. Yeah.
I'm just the pretty face.
Oh,
That's all.
You're on the same
Are
team.
you the talent?
Yes. That's
Are you saying he's not talented or what?
I said, is he the talent? Yeah, right.
He's definitely talented.
Right on. I think so too.
Whatever that talent may be.
Right.
Different.
So I think what I liked about overlanding too is that there's no competition. It's not like, you're rolling up in your fifth wheel. You're not rolling up in the big motor coach. People are learning from each other. They go, wow, that's a cool idea. Or I didn't know you could do that. Or, oh, wow, let's try this or whatever. Or this is who I go with. Or so I think it's that just learning curve that we get from everybody. So.
Yeah, that's very nice. I do really 100% agree with that. Even tent campers are the same way. We're all, it's kind of like a big, nice, I don't know, brother-sister community. It's like everybody's trying to help each other instead of compete with each other. I think that's a great point.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Great.
And what drawbacks are there to overlanding versus a camper or RV?
Like we mentioned earlier, the bigger the vehicle, the more stuff you got to bring. So that would be that would be my drawback.
So you're saying we're going to bring less. Okay.
So keeping our setup small and quaint is is the perfect amount.
Right. I think one is, and we haven't actually talked about that, is a safety factor, which was very important for John to do, was to rely on that. So if we are on our own and we are set up for a certain amount of safety,
right,
that, we have to be prepared for that. If you are in a camper or on a motorhome, typically you're around more people, or you have the phone service, you call the AAA, whatever that looks like, right? So that's not happening in our case. So I think that is kind of maybe a drawback, but you just have to kind of realize what you need. So to be prepared, I think.
When I started doing the build on the vehicle, I built it from the inside out. So I went with everything safe, everything of a safety factor that would be needed first before we actually started outfitting the vehicle.
Right.
So making sure we had like a fire extinguisher, first aid kit, recovery equipment in case we got stuck in the mud or sand or whatever that may be.
So you need to make it easier. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
you're good.
Go ahead.
No, so you need to make it easier, but safer as well, because you need to have everything that you might need in a situation, right?
Yeah.
It's the just in case. And actually, it's so true. So obviously we have winter, right, in Michigan. So depending on what season it is too, like we got to switch up the setup a little bit. So we're prepared for the snow factor or the heat factor, whatever that is. So
sure, I mean,
definitely.
So biggest thing was like having like I said, a fire extinguisher and first aid kit. Those are like the two primary things having in the vehicle, which we have 2 fire extinguishers in the vehicle.
Right on.
One for the front, one for the rear.
We do.
Cool. I feel like doing outdoors in Brazil, it is easier because we have no winter. There is no snow, there is no problems. The whole year is pretty much the same.
Yeah, beautiful. Rub that in, Maya. Rub that in.
I know, right?
Just come here and enjoy.
Life is beautiful.
Yeah. We can drive down
It's
there.
on the list. We'll go. We got it.
Love it.
Well, we have some pictures to see after this little break, so don't go away. We'll be back.
Okay.
A few years ago, someone asked Rutabaga's owner, Darren Bush, "Hey, how long have you guys been selling boats?" Darren replied, "Well, we don't sell boats. We sell time on the water." Of course, that comes in all types. We help people paddle more safely with Rutabaga outdoor programs. We rent canoes, kayaks, and stand-up paddleboards. We sell and install racks to get you from home to adventure. Rootabaga's got everything you need to get you out on the water, like paddles, life jackets, dry bags, and clothing. Rootabaga Paddle Sports, on the web at rootabaga.com. Mention you saw this ad on The Camping Show.
It is time to go camping. Introducing Campground View's virtual tours. You can tour the campground, see the sights, see if they are available, and click to book your perfect spot. Hit the open road and explore the amazing places found in nature. We make it easy to discover, find, and book your site so that you can go have the fun and freedom you seek. Campground Views virtual tours make it easy and simple for you to see where you are going.
Duluth Pack is handcrafted for every lifestyle, making memories since 1882. In store at 365 Canal Park Drive or online at duluthpack.com.
We're one big family, a community of paddlers, and we want to make sure that everyone has a great time out on the water.
We are made right here in Sparta, Tennessee, USA.
This is where every Jackson kayak is born, built by hand with a focus on innovation.
We are Jackson Kayak.
We are
Jackson Kayak.
We're Jackson Kayak.
We are Jackson Kayak.
And we're back with Jonny and Colleen here on Outdoors People. Okay, we got some photos. Juan, if you could put those up, we'll have Jonny and Colleen tell us a little bit about each one of those, please.
Oh boy.
So
looks like a disco. I love it, man.
yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a dance party.
Oh yeah, you have no idea. So when I had the camper, our good friend Dan Woolman over at Blue Water Overland, who actually custom built this overland camper for us, we have the ability to deck it out any way, shape, or form we wanted to. So I put under the camper rock lights, which are RGB lights, so I can change any color, and I actually, I can play it to music, so it'll like flash and stuff like.
Oh yeah, it's a dance party. CW,
so I mean, if we want to be fancy, but originally it's like just to light up the pad underneath us. I could change it to red, so it doesn't have any effect on your sight, and of course, it doesn't attract bugs as well.
Right.
While illuminating the ground around the camper.
So you can stay away of people, but you can party still.
Oh, heck yeah. You got to come hang out with us, Maya.
That's right. You got to come out and hang out with the Cool Club.
That's right.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
The rock show going on over there. I love it.
Okay.
Okay, here is a picture of our primitive racing skid plates that cover all the key components underneath the vehicle. Yeah. So that's right there is covering, that's the front of the vehicle. So we're covering up the engine compartment, our exhaust, and then the other ones are cover up the transmission and the rear axle, or the rear differential of the axle. So if we do go over a rock or a stump or something like that, it's not hooking onto anything, and it just slides right over without ripping it off.
Right.
Nice.
This company's out of California, and they design a lot these skid plates for a lot of Subarus.
How much is involved in taking that off? Like when they have to service your vehicle or anything? Is it?
There's only 3 bolts. There's two. There's 2 on the front, and then 1 in the middle. And it's perfect.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So this is the side of the camper and our lovely model on the right.
Dun, dun, dun. I love that. Of course I'm modeling. Come on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Take a walk, Vanna.
Vanna, I love it. That's a pretty cool little rig. I mean, honestly, it's not, it's not tiny, but it's not gigantic. It's kind of the best of both.
No, it's a 5x10, and the interior is just under 5 feet. So when you're not going to stand in this thing, but when you sit upright, if you want to read a book, if it is raining out, or or you're changing whatnot, or you can read a book, like I said, you have about 6 to 8 inches of headroom in there.
That's a cool awning, though. I mean, that you have over the top. If it's raining, you could just hang, right? You don't
absolutely.
Have to.
So that is a Overland Vehicle Systems what we call a 270 awning. So it goes all the way along the side there where you're seeing, and then it wraps around the back of the camper to keep us totally encapsulated.
Like where I am in the kitchen there, like that's all totally covered. And then the pull out there, that's our fridge.
Yep. So everything's under the awning.
I've seen those fridges, which are kind of cool. But I didn't realize that your canopy goes right over top of you then, Colleen. I like that. So you can cook, right? That's basically
Yeah,
where
yeah, we can safely cook, and stay dry at the same time.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a very personal question, if you don't mind. What is that rig, like a rig like that? What does that cost? Just right out of the showroom.
So with all the amenities on there and the cost of our build, we're looking at probably over 25.
Okay, so you're saying loaded with all the cool stuff you got going on there, right?
What is entailed in that camper you're looking at, right? We're well over 25 right now.
Okay, so let's just say bare bones. Let's just say they want, maybe somebody doesn't want.
If you want a 5x10 bare bones, with nothing fancy in it, with no extras, you can probably be around around 6,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
You put that much into? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wow. But does that include the awning thing, like that?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that comes with it, right?
No. So that was yes.
Everything that's added onto this camper, we bought out of pocket, and we had it delivered to our buddy Dan, and he put it all. He mounted everything on there.
Interesting.
But it has everything that we need. Like, we sat down and we physically said, okay, what do we need to sleep? What do we need to cook? What do we need to survive? Kind of thing. So we have like a 13-gallon water tank. We have an outdoor shower.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So those are things, right?
And
that
rain isn't an issue. If it rains like your tent, you have to eventually, if it rains long enough and hard enough, it's gonna leak in your tent. I don't care how good But this, you don't have to worry about that.
And that honestly, that is why we went with the camper, is because we had a big Montana trip last year, and we had so much rain, and we were tent camping. So that was one reason. The other is John's the only driver, because I'm a non-driver, and he was, driving for a long amount of time. And it's like, it'd be just nice to pull over, right? But it's now, instead of pulling over and finding a spot to camp with the, a tent, now we can just go anywhere and pull in with the camper, and we're set to go.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to a Walmart parking lot. You can go to a Cracker Barrel. You can, be
go to the rest station, wherever,
a rest area and stuff like that, and lock up the doors, jump in the camper, and boom, take a quick power nap.
I
or whatever
love that.
Yes,
so
that's freaking cool. I mean, I never thought about that, but it is very cool. Wow, Maya, I'm paying attention.
All right, so the front of the vehicle, we have our off-road lights, so that allow us to see during like snowstorms or really dust clouds, even during the day or at nighttime, primarily off-road. So the amber color is more essential for dust clouds and snowstorms, because the amber color cuts through the snow and dust, as to where the top lights are kind of like my spotlight. So if we want to see in a distance without that, the white light would reflect. So if you're in like I said, dust or snow, that would just blast back in you and just make just a big washout in your view. But the amber, like I said, cuts through it and gives you a better field of view when you're going through that. Especially if you're on it with a group of people and they're kicking up a bunch of dust.
That's true.
Yeah, good call.
And then that's a little brush bar too. On top, that's a custom roof rack that we had made up by my friend Dan. And on top, we have our orange recovery board, our traction board. So if we get stuck in some soft sand or mud or whatever, or even snow, it allows us to get some traction.
Nice.
And the two cases, one case has all of our tools and our recovery gear, like straps, shackles. So if we're with other people and we get stuck, which we haven't yet, knock on wood.
That's because you got them with you. But if you would have been stuck, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. So, and then the other one has we have an awning in there. We also had a tent.
You have a tire gate. Pressure tire or something, was it called?
Oh, that's part of the tools. We have air compressor and stuff like that.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's nice. Nice. You guys are prepared. I love it.
It's a pretty cool setup.
So we have Molly panels on the back of our seats. This is the driver's seat. So I have an axe. I have soft shackles, which you see in the middle. I got a knife, some paracord, emergency flashlight, and some good leather work gloves.
Nice. That's very, very cool, Johnny. You guys thought of like everything, man. I love that.
Yep. And then, of course, this is our emergency side. So we have a Halotron a fire extinguisher, headlamp, first aid kit, and then little pouches underneath the first aid kit. We have a emergency reflective blanket and some McQuick fire starters. And then the little orange thing at the bottom, those are our if we get stuck on the road, those are emergency flashers that we can put out to warn people, if we broke down or something like that.
I have to tell you, I know we're running real close. I love the fact that you guys bring an emergency first aid kit. Yeah, people don't. You'd think they would. Everybody would, but they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. And we even took it one step further because obviously we travel together most often. We actually have our wilderness first aid course, so we thought that was really important to have too.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
yes, it is so important.
It is.
And this is the cockpit. So we have mounts to put our cell phones up there. We have a GRMS brand radio for communication with other vehicles that if we commute together on the trail. The tablet down below, that's when we power that on, we run either Avenza app or Onyx or Gaia for tracking our off-road roads.
I love it. Man, you got like everything. You got one of those cameras where, like, if the police get you or there's an accident, you can film the whole thing.
So the little, I don't have the GoPro in there, but usually when we're driving, I can have the GoPro running, which is right above underneath the mirror.
Yeah.
So I have a power cable that runs directly to it, so it can consistently run.
That's so cool. I love it.
How cool.
Hey, there's the shower, right?
There's the shower.
I love it.
That is our. It is a. I think it's a company out of Australia called Kick-Ass Showers, and they do other stuff like that. But yep.
How long of hot water you got in that?
That's a good question.
So we have a 13-gallon onboard water tank, and so with our the hose nozzle and such, we have a hot water on demand system, a Camplux hot water on demand system. So when we took showers out on Lake Superior a couple weeks ago, we went through we did it very conservatively. I think we were roughly around 6 gallons between the two of us.
So you're showering together?
No. Colleen was on a timer.
I mean, I'm not going there.
They were not showering.
Just being conservative, really.
You gotta conserve water.
Right.
Come on.
Of course.
The showers are far and few between when it comes to out in the backcountry like that, without having to refill. But
but it was nice to come back. So we were just on a week-long backpacking trip. So it was nice to come back and to know that we had a hot shower to clean up in, a nice bed to sleep in again. You know what I mean? So it was like that next level of luxury.
It just sounds like everything here is very compact and stowable, you're not big, and you're not the tiny tent camper. It's like the what we call this, Maya, the baby bear.
Yeah, the baby bear.
You're right. You're just right.
I love it.
That's the mama bear.
I like that. No, baby's just right. Oh yeah, here you go.
And that's the front of it. So we got our tire up there, our awnings hooked to it. So we have a 20-pound propane tank on the front that we use if we need for extra propane for cooking, and or we also have a gas fire pit that we use. So if we're in an area there is a fire ban, we can do, and it's cold out or cool out, we can use our propane fire pit to generate a little heat.
Right on.
And that little space next to the propane tank, that's where if we are in an area, we can pick up local firewood and burn it if we're able to.
Wow, I like that. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a firewood.
That's beautiful. You know, and I have to tell you, I'm very impressed. I mean, I knew you guys were overlanders, and I kind of had a half an idea of what was just a little bit was enough to be dangerous.
Right.
But this is really cool, and you guys do it well, which, by the way, is why I wanted to have you on the show. I mean, you guys know what you're doing, and obviously the pictures, the pictures pretty much show that. I mean, it's you've covered every base, it seems like. So,
right.
What do you think, Maya? You like the like? These guys are cool. I mean, they're very cool.
Oh yeah, they are very cool. And I am a little bit jealous because it looks like you guys know everything about that, and you guys have so much fun, and it's been so fun hearing you guys. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. It is a good time. And one thing we never actually shared was the kind of the kitchen part. So a couple of things that are important to us is love our coffee in the morning. So we have this little coffee bar set up. We also have a little.
I make all the.
He
coffee.
Does. We also have a little.
Someone's still in bed. Oh, is it ready? I'll be out when it's ready.
That's fine.
I love it.
I can knock through the knock of the back of the kitchen and say coffee's ready, and say,
but it's very fancy. And of course, in the evening we love a little cocktail, so we have a little bar cart in the back as well.
It's like
so
we're
all
bar basket,
all set up for that. It's
just
it's just
you
great.
two. You could make oh my god, you could make the most boring thing in the world fun. And I have no doubt that if you've got everything extremely cool and fun. I know you.
Yeah.
Right on, I know.
All right, we're running a little short on time here, but I'm sorry, Mario, you were saying something. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I just said that if they have everything that they need to have fun to survive, so it's even better.
You got both worlds covered, absolutely. So I'm running a little short here. It's because I took too long with the what is that? Name that tune or whatever we did. That Family Feud. Anyway, I apologize. So I wanted to ask you two, how is the show going? What do you got coming up here in the near future? And then Maya's going to ask you where people can go. But go ahead. Sorry.
So our Backcountry Couples show, which is on our YouTube channel, Keel Quest, it airs. It'll start back up in the fall.
Yep.
We take the summers off. So every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have not picked a start date for this season yet. So we will, if you follow us on Instagram for on that social media, Colleen will be posting when we will be starting that up.
Right. And so it's Backcountry Couples. So is like-minded people love to get out and have fun stuff together. They don't want to miss out anything. They want to create memories together. The other is we've also started last year a Backcountry Bros. It's intermittent in that. So we have them that kind of pop on. So it's been fun. And we've had actually just couples that work together that aren't, a romantic couple.
Right.
So I kind of feel like I'd love to have CW and Maya come on the show to talk about their outdoor stuff and what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, little outdoors people. So keep that in mind. And then
usually involves some sort of liquor, of course.
That's fine. I got the marker. Come to the camper. It's all good. We'll do a live. We'll do a live on location somewhere.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Where can I sign in?
Oh, yeah, we're doing
this
that.
Is how the other half lives, the broadcaster half lives.
We are so doing that. Okay, I love that idea.
Okay.
Get a club.
Wheels are turning here. But anyways,
she's just joking, but I'm serious. I would do that.
We're going.
Yeah.
For sure.
I am completely on that.
I love
it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But so to find us, you can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Yep.
We don't do TikTok. We don't do Twitter.
We're on Newsbreak.
We're on Newsbreak.
Yep.
So all of them under Keel Quest.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Well, Jonny and Colleen, I'm sorry. I'm going to say that again.
Cool. Cool. Hey, we're cool.
We did this once, and it was Johnny Be Cool. And then you said, no, it's actually Kuehl. So I had to work really hard.
That.
All week I've been working on Kuehl, not cool, Kuehl. So,
Great.
My bad.
So, yeah.
You're awesome.
I'm all screwed up. I'm all messed up now. I don't know what I'm saying. So, yeah.
What a pleasure chatting with you both. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you having us on the show, man.
Well, we want to thank you guys for being our guests here on Outdoors People. It's always a pleasure. I don't care if the show is called The Camping Show or Outdoors People. It's always fun. Or just sitting in a bar in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, having a buck and some pasta.
There you go.
Yeah,
Sounds perfect.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, thank you very much for being here. And I really hope that we can make it happen in person because I really want to. We can really plan after that.
Yeah.
Sure. Look for our
And
email. We'll be in contact for sure. Guaranteed.
Love it.
we will be for sure. Well, we'd also like to thank each of our sponsors for bringing you tonight's show. Rutabaga Pedal Sports, Campground Views, Duluth Pack, and Jackson Kayak.
Be sure to tune in for next week's episode, From Business Suits to Bathing Suits, with our special guest, Stephanie Schull. Along with Maya Marzaki, this is CW Getz saying, thanks for tuning in to Outdoors People. See you next week.
Ciao.